Good morning, everybody. Got lots to show you this morning. Always, always. The first thing I wanted to tell you is be sure and sign up for the giveaway. This is a nail and a seam ripper 2-in-1. All you have to do is put your name, your email in, so that when we go to pick a person, you get to be the one. I wanted to talk to you first about the machine. And it brought me up to this yesterday. When you go to do rugs this size, you cannot do this on a small machine of any sort. You will not be able to get it this big because of this area through here. And people says, well, why are you pushing me to buy a bigger machine? Well, this is just one of the many examples that I could spend a good 2 hours while you want to buy a higher end machine. And also what's nice about the VM5200 is you can leave your arm on. If you get any smaller than this, you have to take your embroidery arm off. Now, if I was doing this quilt, I would not leave the embroidery arm on. And you say, well, why is it so hard? Well, first of all, I would suggest you use a leather needle because you're going through 3 layers and it gets really thick. And how you know that you don't have the right needle with this project is it will skip stitch and then do some zigzag and then it won't. It'll go real tight and then it'll go real loose. But if you're thinking about investing into a machine, you want to do many different things. You know, some people says, well, I really don't know if I'm going to like it or if I want to go that far. Either you like it or you don't. You know, if you're intrigued by it, more than likely, if you don't buy a higher end machine, you will end up backtracking and you will buy one down the road because you'll want to attend classes. The vocational school locally here is having this rug class. Now, the thing about it is if you think about it, you're going to have a machine this size. If you have one of those small Walmart ones, it will not endure this size of a quilt. Just to let you know that this is another reason that you buy a higher end machine. This comes with a 8 by 12 hoop. I wanted to show you. So that's a good size. I'm not saying you need to go to the most expensive one, but I'm saying that you have to go to one that can endure projects. And then if you want to quilt on a machine, you know, you really can't quilt on anything smaller than this for it to look good. That's the key, for it to look good. So, you know, I wanted to talk to you about machines right out of the bat because with this class coming up locally, it will end up being very discouraging for someone if they're using a lower end machine. Anything lower than this, they will struggle trying to get this around because you sew all of this and you turn it the whole time. And if you've got a machine that's this size, then you're going to have to turn it up and then it's going to curl on you. So, you know, if you don't invest in a good size machine, you will face trouble down the road when you go attempt to do these projects. And you know, in life has struggles. Why add to your struggles when if you just would spend the money and get you a nice size machine? And I just wanted to show that this morning starting out because I don't think you realize how important it is to have a good size machine. Well, she better get ready. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, everyone. This we showed you last week, and my friend finished it this past weekend. This is such a nice gift, and Jill's already put a a hanger on it because she's going to hang it. I think that is just darling. If you want to fine-tune yourself with your applique, because all these little houses is applique, and it's done from this little box. Moda has been in business 50 years, and this is a 50-year gift box. So that's very nice. Something we want to talk to you about is we have our Jelly Rolls. It's National Jelly Roll Month. I brought some out to show you this morning. They're 15% off. Jelly Rolls has gone up. They're going up to 52. They're 48 right now. And if you go to Moda's website, the bake shop, you can get different types of patterns for the Jelly Rolls. It's just National Jelly Roll Month. And we'll have these on sale until the 20th of September, which I think is a good deal. And you say, why Jelly Roll? Well, we're just doing something fun, and Moda keeps it going. And Moda has wonderful free patterns on their website also. Our class that's coming up, it's going to be an all day. It's going to be these things that I'm showing you this morning. You're going to learn chenille. All this will come in your kit. All you have to have if you sign up for this class in store is your stabilizers and your threads for this. And then you're going to learn to make this also. And this is fun. And this would be nice to give to someone. You know, some of you give your stuff away and some of you don't. And if you worked hard on it, you don't want to give any of it away. This is another project. So what we're going to do instead of turning it in to a 2-day event is the hardest ones we're going to do with you. Some of these stitch outs is a very long time. I'm sure the chenille we will do in class for those that doesn't know how to do chenilling. And it's fun to learn different techniques. At least I think so. That's why I own a store, is I want to give you the best possible things out here. Our monthly deals, which is 30% off. These are little bags that you can monogram, or you can embroidery design on it and give it as a gift. So they're on sale this month. And then we put, winter's coming, we put a puzzle in. Thank you, America Quilt, you know, patriotic. Next year it's going to be the 200th year, so it's going to be even stronger. We got another American panel, if you want to do something with that. And then we've got what's a hoot? This is on sale this month, our monthly deal. It's a good beginner quilt for people to learn. And then we put Old Glory on sale for the monthly deal. So if you're making a quilt, this is a 65 by 75. If you're making a quilt for a veteran, this would be a great kit for you to accomplish a nice quilt. And if you look on the back here, which you can look, which it's on the front too, all the different ways that they're doing flags. Those are strip pieces, so it shouldn't be a hard quilt to do, I don't think. Wanted to show you we've got new fabric, Sunflower Whispers. Laid it out here in the front. This is one of our items that we have on sale. Make sure I've got this right, because Christy and Betsy will harass me if I show it upside down. So these are 4 panels of 4 different birds. And then we've got the coordinating fabric to do it. And you say, well, how do I put that together? Well, if you check out our website, our Facebook, Teresa Ponder did a quilt, and I showed it on Facebook this past week, where she added some things into it. And it was originally a panel. It was a Halloween panel. So she really outdid herself and moved her game up with the way that she did it. And that's what you would do. You would put some blocks in between this and just be creative. You know, when you're home and you're tired of just doing jelly roll strips, this is where you get creative. And also, if you have purchased any of the block books, it shows you how to do the different size blocks up to, I think, 18 or 24. So, you could coordinate with some of these fabrics and pick that out. So that's one of our 25% off weekly deals. Then we added the shores in for the weekly deal, which is a kit. It makes a double quilt. Then I wanted to put these on sale today, the threads, the airfill, because these are piecing type threads that you could use when you're quilting and anything like that, or if you're doing quilting. I chose these 4 colors to show you this morning because these threads run $15.99 per spool. So with that, you could buy your threads up while they're on sale at 15% off. And it's important. The needle's important. The thread's important, and the fabric and machine, because that's why I showed you opened up with the VM5200. I wanted to reintroduce this great thing. I used this yesterday. I was doing some embroidery and I had to cut all the pieces off the back. So I just took it across the back and shaved it just a little. We keep this plugged up. This is used at least once a day in the store. And you go, well, I don't ever have to rip out. Well, I'm so excited, but I would still have one of these. This is the different adapters that goes with this. And this is great if you have to tear embroidery out. We keep this one on it all the time. I feel that I have more control over this one. I should have pulled this one out yesterday, but I didn't when I was cleaning up the embroidery on the back. How you get all those strings, and you can just take this across the back. Now, it has a charger, but we keep ours charged up all the time, but this is great also if you have to tear out quilting. And we've had to in our time. It's just life. But this is a tool that is a must. Say you put a border on and it's wonky, and you've got to take that long strip off. You can just hold it down and you can just go really fast. If you try to do it with a seam ripper, you're looking at 30 minutes to an hour to get it taken out. So we wanted to reintroduce this to you as a tool because we love this tool. Everybody that works here has one of these tools, except for Jen. She likes to slice stuff with a blade, but all of us old folks love this because it saves a lot of time. It's a wonderful product, I think. And then if you're coming to class, the Rowenta iron is the greatest. I love the Rowenta irons. The reason we don't use them in the store is because we leave our irons plugged up from 8:30, 8:45 until 6 o'clock. And we use the different ones. But the Rowena, if you're taking class, if you're doing that rug, you have to press it constantly once you get so far out on it. But Rowenta is a nice iron. It has a place for water. But if you're taking classes, or say like Christy, you're going to the beach, where she has to have a big iron. But this would be a great iron because it gets so nice and hot. So those are our great deals this week online. We're also having this class, and it's going to be September the 27th and October the 4th. And in between that, we're going to be doing Kimberbell. So 3 Saturdays is totally tied up with just classes, which we love classes. We get to mingle and straighten out the world and have a good time. Now you say, why the French braid? Well, I think you picked out 11 colors. Victoria picked out this from the Three Sisters collection. These are 2.5-inch strips that's done in here. And this is probably a 2.5 by 2.5. I don't know exactly. You're going to learn to piece better, and it'll show if you don't. And you're going to learn to really pick out fabrics from collections. And, I strongly suggest you stick in collections, especially if you do not have a good eye for picking out fabric. It'll be 2 Saturdays. We'll skip a Saturday so you can get your homework done through there. We allow 2 weeks, and we get you to the point in quilting class when you go home to do your homework that you're able to get it done. In the 2 weeks that we have chosen to do it, you'll get at least the whole inside of it done, and maybe one of the borders on. Putting borders on is just not slapping strips up and down the sides and across the top. It's more detailed than that. So I hope you'll sign up for that. Mary does a great job with their online classes. They're easy to register online. And if you look in the description, it's easy to see what it is. These came in yesterday near closing. This is a new collection. It's Autumn Forest. You'll see the little squirrels, the little animals. We will be putting this in for you to be able to purchase this. This is new, hot off the press. It's in the store. Lots of nice fabrics are in our store. And this is a beautiful collection. If you see, I had Jen to lay it out there so you could see that goes with the panel. So you say, well, I want to do that panel and I want to do pieces. Well, if you're going to do something like that, I would suggest you at least get a yard of each of the fabrics here so that gives you a chance to put it together. And then if you're looking at one of them to be your border, such as this one up here, you would buy a little bit more. And online at our store, you have to buy yardage online. And if you want to buy a yard and a half and you want to go from there, you can call the store. One of us will take your order over the phone with your credit card. So we've got nice deals online this week and all month. Take advantage of them, especially this tool. 25% off. This runs $89.99. This is $69.99. So take advantage of that. And then I have some exciting news that you can only hear at the Sewing Gallery on Thursday morning from us. The Shop Hop for next year, which I'm excited about. West Virginia, Virginia, and North and South Carolina, the 4 will be together. This past year, we had 6 states, and I think that was a bit much for everybody, but it just grew that big in that many states. So this coming year, everybody will be coming north from North and South Carolina, probably put around 80 stores in it versus the 125, which I think 80 stores is doable. 125 is really, and 6 states, that was really hard for folks to do, but I think it's going to be wonderful. So be thinking about your trip plan. You can go to the beach from the Princeton, West Virginia, and you can hit the North and South Carolina shops on your way down to the beach. You can plan your trip, but that's what's happening next year. And you can hit the Virginia ones, West Virginia, Virginia, North and South Carolina as you go down, and you could possibly complete the whole book next year. So plan your trip. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I got that information yesterday from the Shop Hop that we would be in the North and South Carolina and Virginia Shop Hop. It'll be the 4 states together. And I think it's 4 good states to meet and do. Excited for that. And Victoria has made the feature quilt for the Shop Hop. One of her quilts will be featured. We're excited about. Yay for Victoria, our local designer. So stay tuned. Check out our website. take advantage of the nice deals with the threads online this morning or whenever you get a chance. And let's pray for Charlie Kirk's family. He was a great young man that was coming up in the world. Sad time for the family there, but take a minute today and pray for his family. We lost a good citizen of the United States that was conservative. Yeah, yeah. But it's not about politics, it's about a person's life and the family he's leaving behind. But hey, have a great week. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.